there's a difference between loneliness and being alone. I lived my life as an introvert for many, many years. It was because of a misunderstanding of what being an introvert is and what being alone versus being lonely is. So right now I'm actually in Easter Island on a remote volcanic island thousands of miles away, and I'm here to talk about loneliness. I'm here to talk about being alone and my life as an introvert. An introvert is someone that prefers to be alone by themselves rather than with other people. And in our extroverted world, we tend to reward extroverts, whether that's in their careers, making friends and building relationships. And it goes into this notion of whether or not we feel loneliness, which is really not appreciating and not really enjoying the comforts of being by ourselves, versus someone that is alone. This notion of being alone and the negative connotations of being alone, going out and eating alone, and generally being by yourself versus with being friends is because we see people that are alone and by themselves as a sign of maybe someone doesn't want to spend time with them, maybe there's something wrong with them, or maybe that they are a little bit different. Because in the shows, in the movies, in the media portrays everyone going out with their friends, with their family. And I think this fear of being alone and loneliness epidemic in the US and abroad, a lot of people don't really want to experience that. They want to actually feel like they are part of a group. They want to be feeling as if they are part of a team. And that really goes into this idea of people being with one another, whether that is evolutionary or whether that is such a part of being human itself. In the US, there aren't a lot of third spaces. It's a place where you can spend time outside of work and outside of your home where you can actually socialize with other people. And I think this piece is actually missing from the fabric of the US and really even other places abroad. But I do see some countries doing it better than others, where here I'm in part of Chile in Easter Island, and people are more friendly because whether or not it's like such a close-knit group of people, or because in general there's just not a lot of people around you, that everyone knows each other and everyone knows each other's kids, each other's wives and husbands, and there's a close-knit feeling in the community. Whereas in New York City, where I'm from, there's such a huge amount of people, 8 million people plus, and there's such a transient nature about the city itself, where you kind of realize that maybe being by yourself is what everyone is pushed into, whether or not they like it or not. And so this idea of loneliness epidemic itself that is causing a lot of depression, causing a lot of suicides, and people that are just shutting off from the world and shutting off from society is not something that is only specific to those people. And they're all around us if we look closely, and they feel lonely and they aren't able to actually find their own community, their own friends and people that they can say they can trust and build a relationship with, or that they don't know how to exactly do that. Because in this day and age with social media, with the ability to think that we can actually socialize and communicate and stay in touch with people better, it feels as if we're farther from that goal than ever before. Social media gives us this false idea that we are close, but at the same time, it's making us further and further away in terms of a society and as far as a community. And so this perpetuation through social media really is a stem and a core of our modern times. And with the phones, with the internet, with the World Wide Web, if everything at our fingertips, it feels as if we should be able to connect with people, but that is further and further from the truth. And I've experienced loneliness myself, and I'm sure many of you guys have as well. And it's this feeling of as if no one understands who you are and what you're about, and you don't feel heard. And I don't know if there's a solution for it. There's possibly ideas where you can try and attempt to socialize and enter back into the weave of society, but it really depends on your environment and where you're located and who you're with and your mentality and mindset surrounding it. Because someone like myself from New York City is going to have a drastically different time than someone here on this island, Easter Island, Rapa Nui, where basically everyone in this small town knows each other for since they were little kids. And so this loneliness epidemic is twofold. One, it forces us to feel as if even though there are so many people around us, especially walking through the big city streets of New York City, you feel as if you're in the hustle and bustle of a giant city, right? The capital of the world. But at the same time, you might feel like a cog in the wheel, whether or not that's you going from home or your apartment to your 9-to-5 job and then returning and feeling as if you didn't really connect with anyone at all. And then with the pervasive nature of social media, with all of these applications at the tips of our fingers, where we feel as if we're connecting to people, as if sending a message on Facebook or Instagram is the same as having a face-to-face dinner or going out to have a dance with someone. And we feel as this is like a shortcut dopamine rush where we just go on social media, we scroll through something and we think it's the same thing, but it's not. And this leads into all these after effects and secondary order effects where people are lonely. And what does that cause? It causes people to... Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting some value out of it, please, if you can just click the like button and actually subscribe, that would be really helpful because it helps the YouTube algorithm actually show my content to more people. As always, thank you for watching. To lash out, to be depressed, to use anger as a coping mechanism, to use drugs, pornography, unhealthy fast foods. People are getting obese, people are on drugs, and people have the worst attention deficit disorders of a modern era because supposedly all this social media is supposed to help us, but at the end of the day, I don't know if it is. You can be the judge of that because it's really a double-edged sword. It can be really effective as if we can talk to people from all across the world as if I'm doing right now on this YouTube platform while I'm recording this couple thousand miles in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, or it can be used for ill effects where we feel as if we're giving ourselves a social experience, but we're really not. There's something different about being able to enjoy a sunset here in the middle of nowhere versus being stuck at home watching it on a video. So how do we fix this? Is there a solution? Because life as an introvert for me has been always great. I enjoy being an introvert because I understand who I am, my values, and what I find enough for me. And everyone is different, and their own personal definition of their social battery and how much socializing that they actually need is gonna be different. For me, that's seeing friends once, twice, maybe 3 times a week max, for a couple hours. And for some, that's just too little. For some of you guys, you're saying, wow, I need to spend at least an hour a day with my friends 5, 6, 7 times a week, every single day if you could, right? But for me as an introvert, that's just not how it works. And I enjoy my time being alone. I like doing exercises alone. I like to think and ponder about ideas. And I like to share those ideas on a platform that allows me to socialize on a level that is right for me. And as an introvert, YouTube is actually surprisingly really great because I get to share the ideas that I'm thinking, connect with other people that are thinking the same or different so that we can have a discourse. So what's the solution? The solution is really trying to find what's right for you. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, and understanding how much you need to charge up your social battery. Whether or not that is connecting with friends and family once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. That depends totally on you. We have to go out there and try and see what works and what doesn't work for yourself. Because I spent most of my 20s and 30s as an introvert, and there was times when I went out every single day and night. I was meeting all sorts of people, forcing myself to go network and meet new people so that I can somehow make a mark in the world or make a difference. I try to aim for quality over quantity. As I'm getting older and now that I'm in my 30s, my idea of what friendships are is drastically different, and I seek to find friends that are going to go throughout the journey of life with me, and that isn't just for this year or next year, but a decade or 2 decades from now. Life as an introvert is not as bad as everyone thinks it is. Ultimately, you have to realize what your core values are, what you want for your own life, and what that really means. Whether or not that's in a relationship, in a career choice, or where you live, because your choices have a drastic effect on your lifestyle. And as I get older, being an introvert makes the most sense for me because it fits my own personality, and I get to socialize whenever I feel like. And that doesn't mean me being a recluse. It actually means that when I actually go out and socialize, that my social battery is full, where I'm connecting with people on a deeper level. And I just want to show you guys some of Easter Island, and it's actually incredibly beautiful out here, and some of the people that I've met so far, and the culture, traditions, and the history out here is really unbelievable. It sort of draws onto this idea of being alone and lonely, because the people on this island, there's only probably less than a few thousand people, and the people that are here, not the tourists, are really close-knit and they know each other really well. We would love to have that type of community in the US. People enjoy each other and enjoy their time together, even if they're by themselves, because they know they have community behind them. They know they have their culture and their traditions as well.